definitely coffee tame.
Well, hello there. So all I did today really was work. Later on I'm gonna go over to my best friend. She's making some food. So I'll probably post a little bit about that. But I thought it was a good opportunity to just kind of tell you who I am. My name is Angel. I live in Central Florida in Tampa Bay. And I'm 44, mom. And most of the things that are, I don't know, I don't want to say like important to me because that might give the wrong kind of, I guess it is important to me. Things that make me me, I guess, you know, topics that will come up, I guess is probably the best way, is van life, which you can probably guess from where I'm filming this. This is my van. I bought it in April. It was in great shape. It's a 99 Dodge Ram 1500B Shorty, and it was in very good shape. And it just had some minor things that I wanted to get fixed before I took like a 6-week trip late in the summer, early fall. And I took it to the best rated shop in my city, thinking I could get the air conditioning fixed, the cruise control fixed, and my driver window had stopped rolling down, which was terrible with no AC in like July in Florida. So really minor things. I also was having 3 cylinders misfire. So I wanted to find out why. I suspected it probably just needed a tune-up. So I took it to the shop, and it was the biggest mistake, man. It's one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made, and probably the biggest one that I made this year, honestly. And there's nothing I could have done. Like I thoroughly researched, you know, so, oh, there's a scab on my head or something. That freaking hurts. I wonder how the hell that happened. Anyway, so I guess it just is what it is, you know, and later on it turned out to be kind of a blessing. It's still shitty that I have to deal with it, but they had an accident with my van the very first night it was there. They told me the misfires was like a $900 job that needed to be done. So I wanted to get a second opinion on that, but I told them to go ahead and do the window and AC and try to fix the cruise control. So what they told me is that it was on like where the lift was, and overnight the lift malfunctioned and lifted it up. And they called me and told me that it damaged the driver door. So they said at first that they were going to go through insurance. They said that they were going to replace the door and have it painted to match my pinstripe. And I was like, okay, you know, I didn't freak out. Like, okay, as long as you make it right, you know. And it was weeks. It was 5 or 6 weeks before I got it back. During that time, they did not communicate. I had to keep calling them. At one point, they told me it wasn't just the driver door. It was also the passenger door that was damaged. It was a hot ass mess. So eventually when I did get it back, I had basically said, look, here's what I want. I want the passenger door, because there were gouges and a big dent in it. I want it repaired so that it won't rust. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. Just make sure it's not going to rust. I said I want my driver door painted and matched. They had already replaced it at that point. I said, and I want my cruise control and my AC to work. So they returned it to me telling me that they did all those things. The AC still doesn't work. It did like the very first day that I drove it. That's it. So whatever they did was a very temporary fix. My cruise control, well, they brought it back to me with this huge electrical problem that I still months later have not resolved. My dash board just comes in and out. I've thoroughly researched the issue. It could be the PCM, but I really don't think it is, because if your PCM does this thing, typically the van does not run, and my van runs fine. I just cannot tell how fast I'm going, what my battery gauge is, what my oil pressure is. Most importantly, what my temperature is, because it's a 20-year-old van. I need to know what the temperature is. So, also, they said they fixed the cruise control, and They kind of did, because when my dash is working, my cruise control works. But when it doesn't work, which is most of the time, more of the time than when it does work, because it's intermittent, the cruise control doesn't work, so it's useless. They tried to act like they had done so much work on my AC for free, you know, and they had replaced my window regulator and motor on the window, which, tell me how this makes sense. Does this make sense to you? If they replaced the whole damn door, why did they have to do anything to the window? Either the window on the new door was broken, in which case they would have had to do it on their own dime anyway to give me back a working vehicle the way that it went, or they did that shit after they knew that they were going to have to replace the whole door, or they didn't tell me the truth about how the accident happened, which is what I actually think. So anyway, that is why I don't have as much van content as I really expected to. I kind of started this channel expecting it to be like a preparation for van life and then moving into van life channel, and because of this issue, I don't feel very safe driving it very far. I'm trying to build up my courage. I've been driving it around town. I have a trip this weekend planned to Wachula, so I will film that, but it was devastating to me because this is my dream. I've been planning and researching this for years, waiting for my kids to get old enough, and my youngest turned 18 this year and decided she wanted to go live with her dad, and my older daughter is expecting to move out next year. So I signed a lease expecting to be free in April and be able to move full-time into this van. I'm sure I'll have it figured out by then, but you know, I had to cancel my 6-week trip. I've had to give away thousands of dollars in festival tickets because I couldn't make it where they were. So much money in camping reservations that I couldn't make. The blessing in this is that my 11-year-old family dog passed away in September, and if I had gone on that trip, I would have missed the last 6 weeks of her life, and she died the day after I would have returned. So if anything had delayed me, my daughter would have had to deal with that alone on her birthday. So I always try to look for the lesson or the blessing in bullshit, and that was it for that, you know. So when I think of that, I'm a little less angry about it. But anyway, that's why there's a little less van content than I expected. So hopefully I will get that resolved soon. I just paid off my other car that I was using before I got this van, so that will be a lot less money coming out of my pocket, so I should be able to put aside like $500 a month towards resolving whatever the hell is wrong with this thing. And then I should be able to take it more. So anyway, you will see increasingly more van life content, and I'll be weekending and part-timing until I give up the house in August. And that's gonna be interesting. Other things that you'll probably see me talk about are lipedema. I have lipedema, which is a fat disorder. If you've, I mean, I haven't done any full body shots or anything. I can't stand up in the van, but you see, like, I'm not really very, you know, I'm like thick, obviously, but I'm not like, I don't have a lot here, you know, but I have a disproportionate distribution of fat in my arms and my legs. So I'm very thankful that my case is not really one of the worst. It doesn't really impede my life a whole lot yet. It can be very painful, and it can affect people's motility in the later stages. Thankfully, I'm not there yet. I'm still able to do most of the stuff I want to do. I definitely have less, like I can't walk as long as my friends can without my legs starting to swell up. I have to wear like compression tights if I'm going to be on a plane or in a car a long time. I don't have to, it just makes me more comfortable. So yeah, and it makes my body look a lot different. I actually spent a lot of my, you know, I grew up before the internet, so just looking for people who looked like me was very not fruitful. And I just felt like a fucking freak because of the shape of my body, and like, you know, I have to get clothes to like fit this, but then like, you know, it doesn't fit. It's like so big here. It kind of sucked, but I make the best of it, you know. There's a lot of ways you can make it a little better. Eating low carb and exercising helps to some degree, but lipedema fat does not go away with diet and exercise. But not all the fat there is lipedema fat. Like there's regular fat in there too, and diet and exercise will reduce that. So, you know, I'm just trying to be more conscious about what I eat and blah blah blah. So that will probably be a topic. Another topic would probably be spirituality. I don't really identify with any religion, but a lot of pagan beliefs resonate with me. I'm into hypnosis and Reiki. I'm certified to level 2. Meditating and crystals, and really big on intention, and intentional living, conscious living. I'm really big on self-improvement and self-awareness and growth. I'm very growth-minded. That's how I cope with really shitty things that happen in my life. Which brings me to another topic, is grief. My oldest child, Christian Shattuck, overdosed in 2015 and died after a battle with addiction that he was actually doing better on. But a lot of times, most of the time, addicts relapse several times before their recovery sticks. And I don't think that he realized that his tolerance had gone down, and he took the same dosage that he was used to taking before. So he died. And that obviously is the most impactful incident of my life. As I mentioned before, I do still have 2 daughters, and I have a couple of stepchildren as well, one of whom I raised, that are very important to me and I love a lot. And I have a grandson as well. I'm not allowed to see him for reasons that I probably won't get into, because I don't want to. I mean, they already hate me, so I guess I probably can't make it any worse. But the other side of the family just doesn't like me, and they have a really distorted view of me. And so they don't allow him where I am or invite me to anything anymore. So I don't make a big deal about it, because my mother and my daughters are welcome there, and I'm probably gonna cry. I feel like pushing the issue will make it harder for them to stay connected with him. So I just try to suck it up and let it go, and hope that eventually one day he'll seek me out. So that hurts me doubly, because obviously it hurts me, but I know it would really hurt my son. So it is what it is. Right after his death, it was really hard for me to be around family, because the void of my son was just huge. He should have been there. So I avoided a lot of family functions for a while, and I guess people just didn't understand my grief process and judged it and decided I didn't care. And that's not what it was, but it is what it is. It's done now. So, I didn't want to cry. Another thing that I will probably be talking about a lot, or touching on here, is music festivals and music in general. Music has helped me get through a lot of things, and music festivals are a few days of not really feeling like an adult. Just, you know, no responsibilities really, besides taking care of myself, making sure that I'm hydrated and well rested so that I can have the best time possible at the festival. And usually I'm with my friends. So that's something I really enjoy, and it's really good for my mental health. You know, some people are into sports, some people are into, I don't know what other people are into, but that's what I'm into. And I guess that's, I mean, obviously there's a lot more to me, but that's the gist of it, and probably the things that I will be talking about the most here. So nice to meet you. I really don't know what I'm doing with the editing still. I'm figuring it out. I committed to Vlogmas because I thought, you know, I have that like former gift kid thing where like I got really used to being good at things when I was little, and then things that I'm not good at I didn't really want to do because it didn't feel good, you know. But now I'm older and I'm realizing like there are things that I want to be good at that I'm not just innately good at, and if I ever want to get good at them, then I have to be willing to be bad at them for a while. So, you know, committing to Vlogmas was kind of like, hey, maybe you'll be better in 30 days, and if not, at least it got you into the habit and got you over the hump of like starting to film things and post things. So, here we are. So anyway, nice to meet you. Hope you stick around. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing. If you just pop in sometimes, it's cool. Whatever. I'm doing this honestly more for me at this point because I don't have anything useful to share as far as like van life, which was the whole point of this, you know. I watched so many other van lifers that were so helpful to me, and they weren't like the Instagram kind of van lifers. My nose is running. Hold on a moment. They were more like, excuse me. They were more like the realistic, down to earth kind of van lifers that really showed me that it's accessible and that I don't need to wait another 5 years until I have enough money saved to get like a Sprinter, that I could get a conversion van now and make it work, you know. And it's great, but you know, it's, first of all, we always need more POC van lifers, because it helps. Representation matters, seeing somebody who looks kind of like you. And also, you know, just different people resonate with different people. So hopefully I can put out content that resonates with somebody who maybe felt like their dream was out of reach, and it changes their mind like other creators did for me. So that was the point. Hopefully I'll get there. But in the meantime, hey, maybe I'll pick up some friends that are here for different reasons or whatever. So anyway, hope you have a good day. I forgot to mention when I was talking about my van, that $900 repair that they tried to tell me that I needed, all I had was a spark plug that needed to be replaced. That's it. That's what was causing, well, I guess 3 spark plugs. But that's what was causing the misfires. And I replaced those for under $30. And I'm not misfiring anymore. So I have a big FU for AD&D Automotive in Tampa, Florida. They really screwed me. They really screwed me. Oh, I also have a crack in the windshield when they dropped it off to me too. So huge mistake.
He was sour before, now he's gonna be sweet.
Shake it off.